Hello, wonderful people on the internet. It's your boy Ochidev, the official Papa Django, and I'm back with a big banger tutorial for you guys. So over 2 weeks now, I promised that I was going to release a video on how to build a Udemy clone with Django Restframework and NextJS, which is a React framework, and we are going to use Tailwind. I haven't been feeling a bit well, and work has been stressing me much, so I wasn't having time to record. I'm very sorry about the delay, but I am back and I'm recording this for you guys. So if you are new to the channel, please kindly subscribe, like the video, share it to your friends so that everybody can get in touch with this wonderful content. Okay, so if you don't know what I am talking about, or the Udemy clone, this is it. This is the Udemy clone I built. I use Django Rest Framework and NextJS. So if you want to check out the full demo, I'm going to leave the link to it, which is this link here. I'm going to leave it inside the description below. And the video that I gave a detailed explanation about the ins and outs of the application, I'm going to link it up here so that you can go and watch it, okay? So you can check that one out. So but in this tutorial, we are going to start with the backend. So we are going to do it from the back end development to the front. Okay, so we'll be building the full REST framework, the full REST API. Then when you are done in the next video, we are going to build the front end using NextJS. Okay, so this is going to be fun and so insightful. So please stay with me, and please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I really cherish it. So even before I start, I want to thank all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys, and I thank you for the comments that you leave below. It really gives me motivation to record. So keep it up, continue subscribing, and please like the video. Okay, so please, let's jump into it. And as usual, I'm going to give a GitHub repository where you find all the code too. Okay, so it's going to be inside the description below, so don't worry about that. So as usual, you can just start a Django project with this command: Django admin start project Udemy, or any name that you want to call it. Then you cd into it and you open it inside your text editor or code editor. Okay, so I've done that over here. So this is it. Okay guys, so after I've created a project with the Django admin start project, you are going to get these files over here. So I have gone ahead of myself as usual, you know, with the Papa Django. I did some small editing inside here so that we don't have to spend a lot of time on this video. Okay, so I added this line over here. Okay, so I'm going to explain them. So this one is the media URL. So it's going to be in the part where you are going to save our media files. So this is also the media root where our media files are going to be stored. That is our videos, images that we'll be uploading. And this is our static files root where the static files will be stored. All right, and we add our static files, there's directories. Okay, so this is it. And also the last change that I made was inside the urls.py file here. So you see I've moved that huge documentation or comment over here from there, and I added this line of code. So I hope you can see everything as I go. Okay, you can. So this is it. So I added this line here so that we'll be able to save our static files and our media files whilst we are in development, or else we'll have issues. All right, so this is just the only changes that I've made so far. All right, so with all that done, you can post those things. You can post the video and make those changes in your code too as well. Okay, with that done, let's go ahead and start our new create a new Django app. All right, so Python manage, let me use Python 3, manage.py, start It's been a while since start up, and we are going to call it courses, because that's where you are going to manage all the logic about the Udemy courses. Okay, I'm using Python 3 because I don't know how to explain it, but because of my system, okay, it's, my operating system, that's why I've not made the configuration so that Python 3 is the default. All right, so don't worry about that. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to add the URLs to this one, to this app, so that routing to courses will be sent to this courses app over here. All right. Okay, so we are going to give a new path, and we are going to pass it courses. All right. Then you are going to use the include. Oh, I didn't spell it well. I'm back with my spelling mistakes. Okay, so include like this. You see, I click it and it auto imports include for me. So let me show you include. This is the include. It has been auto imported for me. All right, so let's go ahead. So we are going to pass it where the URLs file will be located, and to be located inside courses dot URLs. Okay, sorry, no any ending dots. All right, so I think that's about that as far as that is concerned. All right, guys, I love doing this with you guys. All right, so yeah, inside here you are going to create a new file and call it urls.py. All right, and for it to work, we have to at least have a URLs pattern. What's the name? List. I nearly said array. JavaScript. Oh god. All right, so we need to import. So from Django.urls import path. Let's import path. Right, so this is it. Is fine. Now we can save it. Okay, so now we are done with the routing from the main app to our courses app. So we can close these two things, the settings and the URLs file. We can even close this one too. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go about the modeling. We are going to model our database to handle the courses effectively. One problem that I usually see with my friends and those who contact me about their Django project is that they usually have problem with the modeling. So when it comes to querying the database inside their view, for them to get the desired data, it becomes a struggle. So it's really important that you really think about how you model your database or how you do the modeling. Okay, so it's going to be simple and straightforward. You know me. All right, so you are going to first create a class and call it course. Course. And the course is going to inherit from models.model. All right. Then, first thing, the most important thing, every Udemy course has a title. All right. And you are going to give it a field of models.char field. And the max length, max length is going to be equal to 255. All right, and the description is going to be a lot, so I'm going to give it models dot text area. Oh, so I said text area, text field. All right. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give it created. I'm going to give it a models.datetime field. Datetime field. And we are going to give it auto now add, so that it's when the model is created, it populates it, okay, and updated, you're going to give it the same thing, models dot datetime field, okay. Then now you are going to give it auto now, just auto now, because you choose, so that whenever the model is updated, it also updates it, okay. The next thing that I'm going to give is the author. So with the author, it's going to be linked to a foreign key. It's going to have a foreign key. Oh, not this way. It's going to have a foreign key. So models dot foreign key, and it's going to be to a user class or a user model. All right. So let's comment it out for the meantime to prevent any errors. Let's comment it out. All right. And let's go down. We're going to give it a language, the language of the course. So that one is going to be a models.char field. Let's give it a max length of 50. I don't know a language name that is longer than 50. So if you know, let me know in the comment section, okay. All right, and we are going to have, so we are going to break down our courses in this way. So a course, there is going to be a course. Let me give you the idea. There's going to be a course that is going to entail everything about the course, and inside the course you are going to have sections, okay. Course section, and inside each course section you are going to have what's the name? You are going to have an episode. All right. So a course can have as many course sessions as possible, and a course session can have as many as possible as many episodes as possible. Okay. So course here can have a lot of course session, and a course session can have a lot of episodes. Okay, that's how the modeling of Udemy looks like to me. All right, so that's how you are going to do it. So let me get these things out from here. I hope you guys understand me. So if you don't understand, just tag along. You understand as we go on. So the course section is going to be a many-to-many field. Oh, sorry. Models. Oh, what is this? Models of many-to-many field. Okay, and it's going to be to the course section. All right, like this. I'm using a string because I know that this course session will be declared downwards, okay, or below this model. All right, and you are going to have a comment. As usual, Udemy courses have comments. All right, so it's also going to have models of many-to-many. Many-to-many field, and it's going to be course comment. Yeah, comment. Sorry, comment. Just singular. Then the next thing that you're going to have is an image URL, so that we'll be able to give it something. So, like preview the course. All right. So it's going to be an image field. You are going to give an upload underscore to equals to course underscore images. All right, cool. Then one thing we almost forgot is the course UUID. So it's going to be a unique ID for the course. So models dot UUID field. UID field like this, and we are going to give it a default so that we don't have to be thinking about it. All right, so Django will do that for us. So you are going to use the UID package inside Python. You are going to use the, so I have to import that one. Import, oh, what am I spelling? Import UUID. So we are going to use the version 4, right? So UUID 4. All right, then the next thing that we need to pass is unique true, so that it make it unique. It's going to be unique true. I think it's unique by default, but you don't worry, let's just add it. And as the most important part, the price, or else by trying to loss. So it's going to be a decimal field, and I'll tell you shortly about why I'm using a decimal field. So usually when you are dealing with numbers, you want to use currencies. I think the best thing to use is the decimal field. So that one, you know that with a rounding, you are not losing anything inside any amount or values when you are rounding it. Okay. I don't think I explained it well, but I hope you get it. Decimal places. So then max they get is the number of okay, let me just put this thing over 2. Okay, so let's say with the max they get here, I'm saying, so let's say 10,000.00. so this one here exceeds the max they get. So I said the max they get is 5. So with all the values here, when you count it should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the max they get, and the decimal place is 2. All right. So I don't want the costs to exceed $1,000 or any currency that you are using. All right. So you can customize it to suit your own like. Okay. The next thing you are going to do is create the class for the section, as I talked about earlier. So course section, it's also going to inherit from the models.model. All right, let me send this up. Okay, so in any section or any course section, you are going to have a section title. All right, and it's also going to be a models.char field. It's going to have a max length of 255, and as I said previously, it's going to have an episode. So we're going to have models.many to many field to the episode table. All right, let's go. All right, so now you are done with this part. What's the name? The course section. Let's go into the episode part. So class episode. All right, so every episode is going to have a title. Oh, sorry. It's going to inherit from the models.model. Going to have a title. Then models.char field. It's going to have max length. Max length of 255 as usual. Let's go down. Then we're going to have a field, a field called file. That is going to be a file field. That's where you are going to store our our videos. Okay, so it's going to be a models dot char field. Hey, that's a char field, file field, like this. You are going to give it an upload to. So it's going to be course videos. That's how I like to put it. You can choose a different place, or you can just leave it. So just keep it inside the media file ungrouped. Okay, so I like to group my stuff, and you are going to give it a length. Right, that's going to be the length of the particular episode. Okay, so that one is going to be a models dot decimal field. Okay, it's going to have a max length of 10, and it's going to have a decimal place of 2. All right, so this how long the video is. It's going to keep it in seconds. All right, that's why I don't want the rounding to be weird. That's why I give it 2 decimal place. It's fine for me. All right, so now we have almost everything on the courses done, except the what's the name, the comments. So let's work on the comments. Class comment. It's going to inherit from the models dot char field. Hey, what is the model? Oh, what am I typing? What is the model? Then each comment is going to have a user. That is going to be a foreign key. Models dot foreign key to the user, which has not yet been brought in. So let's comment it out for the meantime. Then we are going to each comment, as normally a comment should have a message. That's what the comment is meant to be. So we are going to store that one in the text field. So models dot text field. All right, and the last thing, we are going to give the created. So it's going to be a models dot, hey, what is wrong with me and char field like that? Date time field. Did I spell this thing well? Oh, my bad. Date time field. We are going to give it auto now add, so that it's populated when we create this thing over here. Okay, so I think everything on the courses has been done for the meantime. Yes, I think so, but we have to find a way of grouping the courses into sectors. So let's say when you go under the sector of Python, you find courses that are related to Python only. When you go to a sector like JavaScript, you have courses that is based on JavaScript. Okay, so that's what you are going to add. So you are going to add a class sector, going to inherit from the models dot model. All right. Oh, sorry. What's all this? Okay, so first the sector is going to have a name. Hey, sector title. Okay, let me call it name, so that it's consistent. Name is going to be have a models dot char field, max length equal to 255. All right, and it's going to have a sector oh, sector underscore UUID. It's going to be what's the name? UUID field. Okay, models.uuid field. We are going to give the default, just like we did for the course UUID. So it's going to be the UUID package from Python. We are using UUID 4, the version 4. Sorry for this typo. Okay, we are going to give the unique to be equals to true. All right. Then a sector should have the related courses. Related courses is going to be the models.model. Hey, models.many to many field, and it's going to be to courses. I'm using the string because it's going to be below, that's why. All right, and it will have an image, at least an image, a sector image. It's a sector image. It's going to be a models.image field. We are going to upload it to sector underscore image. All right. Okay guys, so we are almost done with the courses, but you can see we have this things commented out because we don't have our user. We are not going to use the user model that is provided by Django for us, because you are going to do a little bit of a complicated authentication system than what Django provides for us with the username and password. I want us to use email and password. Okay, so we have to override that by creating our own user model. Okay, so we are not going to make migrations now, and I also have to add some methods that are going to help us. So I want us to create the user model, finish the user model part, then when you are done, we just uncomment this part that has been commented for the meantime and add the models, then we make the migrations. Okay, so let's save this one and let's open our terminal and let's create a new app again that is going to manage all our Django logic, all our user logic. Manage.py courses, we are going to call it users. Let me just call it users. Okay, give it a few seconds. Okay, it has been created for us, you can see over here. So let's put that one down. So you can close this file. Let's move here. So inside here, let's open up the model. That's the one thing that we are going to need. Okay, then I think that's the only thing that we need. Okay, let's write our model. Okay, so we are going to create our own user model. So first you have to have a user manager. Okay, so sorry, it's supposed to be class, so it's going to be called user manager. You can call it whatever you want, but I like to call it user manager, so it's very intuitive. So base user manager, that's where it's going to inherit from. Okay, all right, since this guy don't want to give me, so from Django, do I even remember where it is? From Django.contrib.auth.models import base. Hey, it's not the base user manager. I found it. All right, it's hard to remember all this import in your head. It gets weird, but it's fun. Okay, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to provide the use in migration, so that when you run our migration, it's going to use it. Use in migrations is going to be equal to true. All right, so the next thing that we have to create is the create super user. create super user method. Okay, so create super user is going to take, what did I call it? Create super user. All right, what am I doing to myself today? All right, super user, sorry about that, guys. So it's going to take some few arguments, or if you call it parameter, I don't even know at this point of time. So password, so it's going to take email, password, all right, and it's going to take the name, and it is going to take order underscore fields. All right, okay, so first thing that you're going to do is you're going to set some defaults for the other fields. You are going to set a staff to true. You're going to also set other fields or default. Oh, sorry, set default. Then is super user. The one to true, right? Then you are going to make some small checks to see whether those changes worked or those defaults were set. So if order fields.get as a staff underscore staff, it's not true, then then we are going to throw a validation error. We are going to return a validation error or value error, sorry, value error that super user must have a staff. So this one here can help you even when you are doing your testing. Okay, so let's copy the same. We are going to do the same for the super user too. Get, oh, the other part didn't come. The super user, let me grab, oh, what's happening? What's wrong with my mouse? Okay, let me copy this one down. All right, should have a super user true. All right, so when you are done with that part, the next thing that you are going to check is you are going to return self dot create user, and we are going to provide that method very soon. Okay, we are going to pass it the password and name. We are going to also pass it the other fields too. All right, okay, so I'm going to create user. I'm going to take in self as usual, take in email, and take in password, and take in name, then other fields. All right, So here we are going to check if there's email, if the email is present. So if it is not present, you have to throw an error. We have to raise an error. Sorry, not throw. We raise an error in Python. Okay, so we raise. Oh, sorry. What's wrong? What's wrong? All right. So if not email, you are going to raise a value error that is going to say you must provide a valid email, provide a valid email. Nice one. Okay, the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to normalize the email so that it becomes standard. So self.normalize email. All right, then you are going to pass it the email. All right, then the next thing you are going to create is the user. You are going to pass it to self.model. And you are going to pass it email equal to email, name equal to name, and the other fields. Okay. All right. Then we set the password. User.set password. So that it will hash it for us. Sorry. Password. Oh yeah. Then we pass in the password over here. Alrighty. So the last thing you're going to do is user.save. Then return the user. Alright, so this is our, what's the name, the user manager created, custom user manager created. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is create our user model. Okay, so call it class user, and it's going to inherit from the abstract base user. Then you are going to take in the permission mixing. Okay, so sorry about that if all of those have been imported in by the auto imported for me. Okay, so there's the abstract base user and the permission mixing. Okay, yeah, I say abstract base user, there's it, and there's the permission mixing. All right, so let's go ahead. So I didn't use first name, second name, because I think that one is doesn't meet international standards. Okay, so just give it a full name. If it's going to be first name, second name, we'll just put first name. It's up to the user to determine that. So that one is going to be a models.char field. All right, we're going to have a max length of 255. Okay, then you're going to have the email. We need the email, so it's going to be a models.email field. Sorry, models.email field. It's going to have also a max length of 255. Okay, the next thing that we need is we are going to let's jump this one for the meantime. I'll explain that later. So let's give it a created. We're going to have a models.date. No, models. date time field. We're going to have auto now add true. Going to be updated. So I'll just copy this thing down. Models the datetime field. Going to have auto. Oh, what did I just open up? Sorry guys. Where's this thing coming from? Let me just exit this. Auto now equals to true. All right. Then the next thing that we need is to check a stuff. So stuff is going to be models. Oh, not models dot boolean field. We are going to set a default for it to be true. Hey, sorry, to be false. All right. Put an equal sign here. All right. The next thing that we need is the username field. Oh, what is this? Choosing this. Okay, username field, all in caps. Username field, and it's going to be our email field. Then we are going to have the required fields. Okay, like this. That one is going to be a list, and the required is the name. We need the name, at least the user should have a name. Then the next thing that we are going to provide is the objects, plural objects. Yeah, this way you are going to use the user manager. Okay, so user manager. Yeah, instantiate it, right? Then last but not the least, not even the last. Okay, we'll come back to do something up there. Let's give it a string representation. All right, nice one over here. By here we are going to return self dot name plus, let's give some space, plus self dot email. All right, so this is the user model, but we need one thing. We need to know the courses which the particular user has access to or has purchased. All right, so we are going to store that also on the model. So going to be a model. Hey, we're going to call it paid users. Hey, is it paid users? What's going on? Paid courses. Let me see the spelling. Okay, all right. Then it's going to be a models dot many to many. If I could spell models well, that is it. Many to many field. All right. We are going to relate it to the courses model that we created out inside the course app. Okay, it can't find it, so we'll have to import it ourselves. Let's move up. Let's go to from courses, which is the app. The courses, yes, dot model import course. No, oh, models, my head. Let's import course. All right, that's it. I think that's for the user model. Okay, so this is our user model. Beautiful, right? So for us to be able to utilize this model, we have to pass it into our settings as our custom user. Okay, so I have some predefined settings over here that I'm going to populate over here. So I'm going to explain it over here. I'm just pasting it so that I explain it to you guys. Some of them are not needed for the meantime, so I'm going to comment them out. Just comment them out. So as you go along, I'll be revealing them to you. Okay, so for us to be able to use our user model, our custom user model, we have to specify the auth user model. Okay, here is it. So this one is looking into this course up over here, and directly it will look inside the models file and locate the model that is called the user, which we have created. So let's save it. So it's now going to use our custom user model. For the rest, I'm going to reveal them as we get there. Okay, so don't worry about them. All right, so now you are done with this part, so we can close it. Can close that one. Let's close this one to the settings too. So let's go back into our courses, opening up the model file. Okay, so now you want to use the user model over here, but we can't directly import the user model and use it. When we try that, we have imported this course over here inside the model file. So when you try importing the user model here, it's going to say circular referencing. That's the error that you're going to get. So you have to find a way of getting it without having the circular referencing. Okay, so Django provides us with the get user method that is going to get the user method for us, or we can use this the auth settings that we made inside the settings file as the user. But I don't think that one is cool. I just want to use the get user method. Okay, so that's what you are going to do. So you're going to create a constant over here and store it user and call it the get user. Okay guys, so you are going to use get user model. Okay, so this is it. Let's click here. It's going to be auto imported for me. This is it. Get auth user model. Then we call it. Then we are going to get the user model over here. So now we can use this thing here as our user model. Okay, so now where we commented out the user model, we can now uncomment it, then fire up our migrations. Okay, I think that is that. Okay, so let's save it. Then let's try migrating. So Python 3. Let me take out this part. Hey, make migrations, right? Make migrations. I can spell. I hope you don't run into any errors. Oh, there's a big one. There's a big one. There's a big one. Okay. So it says. Okay, so you can see now you are jumping, you are getting big errors. Okay, so the error basically is telling us that we can't find any app inside your your installed apps, but you are referencing us to check inside user model, the user app, then get to the user model. Which app are you talking about? Okay, so we have to register those apps that we have created. Okay, so let's open up the settings and move up here, okay, to the installed apps. Then let's add courses, which is the app. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be. Then this one is going to be users. Let's keep it running. Okay, let's go back. Let's clear this thing. Let's rerun it again. Okay, so cannot import courses from partially initialized model courses.model. That's going to be circular referencing. So where is the circular referencing coming from? Okay, see some of these errors. Let me reduce this thing a little bit. Why are we getting this? Let me look at this place. Model. This is weird. There's no circular referencing, no. People. Let me check whether there's any migrations somewhere. There's no migrations done. This is kind of weird. Because I'm using the get user model. Let me try commenting this. I'll get an error. Push. That's bad. I don't want to pause this and debug it. I want to show you the process. It's really weird why I'm getting this. Partial. Let me try it again once more. Because I don't think there's supposed to be any circular referencing, because I'm not importing. Still says the same thing. Really? Okay, let me try this. Let's rerun it again. That is kind of weird. Let's try and fix this. Okay guys, so I think this thing, we should just take out this part. Let's just take it out, and let's use the user model reference inside the settings.py file instead. Okay, that will be a little bit simpler. So let's settings. You don't have settings, so you have to import settings first. Sorry guys. From django.conf import settings, and now we can use settings over here. So settings.auth_user_model. Alright, so let's do the same for the other one here. Settings.auth_user.model. Did I say models up here? Model. I did model. Okay, you can save it. Now let's go and run our migrations. Let's clear this part. Let's run it again. Hope you don't get any errors. Oh, what's happening today? From where? This got an unexpected max length. Let's check the logs and see where. Title. Okay, so that is inside courses line 14. Courses line 14. Okay, so it's supposed to be max underscore length. Sorry guys. So you can now see that some debugging skills and stuff. Okay, so okay, so we have to provide an on-delete for the foreign keys. Okay, so sorry guys, I'm very sorry about that. So on-delete. So on-delete, you are going to use models so when the author has been deleted, we want to delete this one too, the courses too, so I'm just going to use cascade for the meantime. Oh, what's this? Cascade. So whenever the model the user is deleted, that particular entry to also be deleted. Okay, then let's go down to the comments part 2. So on delete, it's going to set models dot cascade. Right, let's save it. Let's clear this part, run it again. I hope this one pass. You have to pass. Oh, I'm getting bored of this language. It seems I made a lot of max length mistakes. So let's check through all. So max length right spelled. Max length. Okay, so this one too also have an underscore in it. I think that's the only thing left. Let's check the other one in there. User model too. Yeah, it's about max length. All right, I think next time around, hopefully it should work. Tired of seeing errors. Don't tell me there's an error. I can't take it again. Please make my migrations for me. Oh, really? Okay, this is becoming a lot. Episode. Okay, so I think we made another mistake over here. So here is supposed to be episode, not, and here is supposed to be a capital E. Sorry about that, guys. Capital E. Right, sorry. Very sorry about that. And inside episode.length, episode.length supposed to have, instead of providing the max digits, I provided max length. Sorry. Max digits. All right. And I think the last error is coming from the user model. It says the username field must always be unique, so you have to make that one unique. Let's save it and go here inside the username field. So here we are going to make this thing unique equals true, like this. Okay, so let's save that. Then let's kindly run it again. I think this time around we are going to pass through. There have been a lot of errors. Okay, so you can see now our migrations has been done successfully for us. Okay, so that is good. That is really good. Okay, so we can now go ahead and now migrate. So Python 3, go, let's take out this part. I'm very lazy. migrate. Okay, so after migrating, we are going to create a super user. Okay, let's give it a few seconds. Okay, so Python 3 create, so I can spell create super user. Okay, so we're going to call it a@a.com. give it admin. Let's give it admin. Yes. Okay. Okay, so apparently you have an error inside our user manager. That's weird. Oh, my bad. I am really bad. It's supposed to be underscore over here. Sorry guys. Sorry, I'm very sorry about that. So let's recreate our super user again. So a@a.com, admin. Yes, beautiful. So our user model is working and the manager too working perfectly. So let's run our what's the name? Oh, forget. Just let's create a new thing. My laptop is very weird. So Python 3 manage. Let's clear this part. Should have typed this thing. Create run server. That's what I want to do. Let's run our server. When you see duplications over here, don't mind, it's the, what's the name, the ZSH that is causing my things to look weird. Run server. Okay, so our server is up and running. Okay guys, so I want us to do some few stuff. So inside, let's close this one. Let's close these two. Really? Sorry. My laptop wants to start fooling with me. Okay, so inside the user model, I want us to add some helper methods that are going to help us out so that we don't keep coming back into the models back and forth. Okay, so let's do that straightforward. So the first helper method that you are going to do is you are going to create a helper method that returns the absolute URL of the sector image. Or also when you query for it inside our view, you are going to get the URL as this. It's going to be something like this. Oh, sorry. It's going to be like well, it is stored as sector, so it's going to be media / sector / sector image / whatever .png. What's PNG? So this is how it's going to become, like without the local host, unless you add it inside the front end, and it's not nice. I want us to add a local host directly to it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do below. So def get image underscore absolute URL. It's going to take itself. Then I'm going to return an HTTP. You can even make this as a constant inside the settings module, then you just get it from there. That one is going to make it more dynamic, but just for local things, we just want to keep it simple for the meantime. Okay, localhost. Okay, then you're going to add concatenate it with the self.sector. image. All right, so we are going to get the full thing with this one. All right, so that is the first one done. The next one that we are going to do, that one's for the courses. We are going to do a bunch for the courses actually. So the first one, you are going to get the description, a brief description, or that will. So def get underscore brief description. That one is going to help with the, sorry if I can spell description wrong. It's going to take in self as usual. Then it's going to return. We want to be able to return a description that is concise throughout every application. Okay, so self dot description. Then you're going to slice out the first 100 content or whatever I want to call it. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is get the total enrolled students. So enrolled underscore student. I'm going to call it pass itself. Then it is going to do a little bit of calculation. So so this is, let's see, okay, student. I'm going to store a variable here, and this is where you're going to use the get user model to make a query. Sorry, a query. All right, so get user model. Okay, so it's not coming up. You have to go importing our thing. I should have left it earlier on. So from Django dot contrib dot auth. Am I right? Sorry. Import get user model. All right. So this is it. Where are we? Sorry, here. So we instantiate it, and you are going to make a request, a query to it. So object dot filter. You are going to filter with the course. Okay, so we are going to check inside paid course. So because it's going to be a many-to-many, it's going to check whether that particular course exists. So we are going to pass the whole course object or the course entry to this thing over here. So it's going to check its paid courses. Right? Then it's going to return to us an array of students or users that have this particular course inside their paid courses. Okay, so from there we are going to return a length. Okay, so return the length of students. Okay, so I think we should make it plural because we are expecting more than one student, at least one. All right, so students. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do is get the total lectures that are in that particular course. Okay, so the total lectures are like the total episodes. Okay, so dev get total. Oh, if I can spell total well. Lectures. We are going to pass itself, and you are going to first start with the lectures equals to 0. Then we are going to run a for loop. Okay, so for section in self dot course section we are going to add to our lectures right here. So we are going to do plus or equal to the length of the particular section dot episode, so the episodes that in that particular length dot all, because it's a many-to-many field, you have to call the dot all to get the objects. Okay, so then we check the length, we add it here. The next thing now we do is return lectures. All right, the next thing that we want to do is check the length of the total course. The length of the total course, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 10 hours, 1 billion hours, whatever, we just want to check it. All right, and add it to our request. So we are going to total underscore course. Okay, we're going to pass it the self again. Then you are going to start with total. Oh, sorry, not total. Start with length equals to. You are going to use the decimal over here. So we have to import decimal. It's a Python module, so we don't need to make any. So from decimal, import decimal. I like to use it so that our rounding doesn't get truncated. Okay, so you're going to pass 0.0 for the meantime. That's what you're going to start with, or you can use float if you want to, but I just like to use the decimals. So you're going to run section for section, for section in course dot section. Oh, sorry, not course dot section. Self dot course section. Okay, then you're going to run another loop in it, and you're going to get episode in in section dot episode dot all. Okay, because the many-to-many field, and you are going to get the length from it. Okay, so, and previously I told you that we have the length over here, the episode here, right? So that's what you are doing now. So plus what you call to episode dot length, like this. So this is it. When you are done, we have to return the length. All right, okay, so I think that is all for this, for the user, for the, what's the name, the course model. That is all for that for the meantime. So let's save it and let's continue downwards. So yeah, the course section. Okay guys, but I made a simple mistake over here. So we don't want to return just the length. The length here is going to give us seconds, but we want to format it well so that when you are sending it to the front end, it's going to be, let's say, 1 hour 20 minutes. So that's what I want to do now. So we are not going to return the length here directly. We are going to return a get timer. That is a function that we are going to create. Then you are going to pass it length, the length over here, and you are going to pass the type equals short. Okay, let's save it. By now I know my server is crying down there. Hey, it's not even crying, thank God. All right, so we have to import in this, or we have to create in this get timer, but I don't want us to do it here, or else we are going to bloat this models.py file. So we are going to create that inside our helper file. So let's create a new file here, call it helpers.py. Okay, I'm going to paste in some simple logic over here, then explain it to you. Okay, all right, so this is it. Let me make this Alt Z. All right, so this is it. So it's a simple logic. I even found the main logic on Stack Overflow, and I made some small changes just to suit my parachute or what I was trying to do. So this here we get in the length, then we get in the hours, we get the seconds, the minutes and the seconds. Then when we check the type, if you want the short type, we just give you the method, the hours and the minutes. And if there is any, the minutes is less than 10, we do some small. If the minutes is less than 10, what did I type here? Have you forgotten what I typed? Okay, so if f is okay, sorry, I was using some ternary, that's why I'm a bit confused. If it is less than 10, then you are going to return this, or else you are going to just return this part. Okay, the same for this. So it's just a simple function. You can just look at it, just copy it, type the same thing into your own, then you save it. Then let's go back here and let's import it in. So from helpers, sorry, import get timer, like this. All right, so this is it. So I think for the course model, we are done with the methods that we need for them. So now let's go to the course section over here. We have one method that we have to add to it. So we are going to add a method that is going to get the total length of the section. Okay, so whether the section is going to be 1 hour, whatever, so don't worry, that's the same thing. It's almost the same as the total course length, but that one is going to be called total length. Then we are going to pass itself, then total, just like we did up there. We're going to give it decimal equals 0.0. Then you are going to do the same thing here, but here you are going to run the for loop once. So episode in episode, sorry, self dot episode dot or, here it's also supposed to be episode, sorry, episodes. Yeah, I think that's it. Then you're going to run. Did I spell something wrong? Total. Oh, total. Sorry, I'll fix that soon. So plus or equal to episode dot length right, like this. Okay, then the last thing we need to do is, as usual, return our total. Okay, but not in this way, we have to format it. Okay, so we are going to use the get timer again, so you see how valuable that method is. And you are going to provide a type here as min, so you can check it and see what the min is going to return. right? So let's save this. So the last place that we are going to add methods to is this episode over here. It has a let's say about 3 or 4 that we want to add. So the first one that we are going to do is you are going to get the video length that we are going to populate over here. Okay, so you are going to get a video, get video length, and I'm going to pass in self. And for us to be able to get to the length of the video, we are going to use a package called mutagen. Let me see whether I can find it here for you guys. Mutagen. My internet sucks, so please forgive me for putting you through this. Okay, so this is the package. Oh, just move here. Okay. Oh, hurry up. Okay, so this is the package. So we just install it with pip install mutagen, so that we'll be able to extract the length of the video with this package. Okay, so there's a possibility that the user is going to try to upload a video song, an audio file, or an image file, so we have to check it. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is get the video. They're going to pass it to MP4, which is a mutagen, so we have to import it into from mutagen, however you call it. Depends on where you come from. Mutagen, import MP4. Oh, sorry, MP4, like this. Then now we can use it down here. So we instantiate it, and we are going to pass in self.file. Then we are going to check for, let's accept. Oh, can I spell accept? Accept MP4. So if it's not an MP4, you are going to get this error. Oh, what's this? MP4 dot stream info error. Or yeah, I guess so. Okay guys, so we have to import this error. So this is the error that you're going to get. So let's just click on it. It's going to be auto imported for me by yours truly, VS Code. So this is it. It has been imported for me. So now you can continue. Where was I? Okay. So this is the error that you're going to get. So if you get to that, we want to return 0.0. Okay. Oh, sorry. What did I just do? Oh, Control Z. I want to return 0.0 like this. But if you don't get any error, we want to return the video. Here is going to have video.info. Then you're going to have the length on it. Oh, sorry, not info. You're going to have a length. That is going to be the length of the video file. Okay. So currently with this setting, we are just working with MP4 files. No any other files, no WPG or whatever, just MP4. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is def get video length time. So this one is, the first one is going to give us the length, but this one is going to give us a time. Okay, so we're going to pass itself, and it is going to return get timer. I'm going to use the get timer here, but here I'm going to pass in the self dot length. Okay, so you see by default here we have the type set to long, so it's either you set the type or it's going to use the long type. So you can check the function for more explanation on what the long type is. Okay, so it seems the last one is to get the second last but one. Okay, so the absolute image or the absolute URL to the file field. Okay, not this way. It's not what I want at all. So we are going to return an HTTP localhost got 8000. Oh, if I can spell localhost 12. I'm going to concatenate self.file. Okay, so I think up there we made a mistake. It should have been with local port 8000. Okay, yeah, because Python Django by default runs on port 8000. Okay, so guys, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It's really important. And like the videos, comment in the comment section below. It's very important to me. Then def save. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can just hit me up on Twitter, my LinkedIn. They're all in the description below. So if you want to get in touch, just hit me up. Okay, so self there. We're going to override the save method so that we'll be able to populate the length field before we save it. Okay, so save, then it's going to take in args. I'm going to take in quarks. Okay, then we are going to set our self.length equals to self.get video length. Then you are going to call it. Then from there you are going to return a super call to save. You are going to pass it args and quarks. All right. Okay. Cool, right? Okay, so these are the methods that we need for this place, for the models inside the course app. Okay, so that's I think that's all. So we are not going to see this. We are not going to open this part again. So if you missed any part, please check inside the Git repository that is inside the description below. So I'm going to close this now. If you have any errors, you will come back and fix it. Let's close this one too. All right. Okay guys, so even before we jump into the writing of the views, I want us to add a method inside the courses model, the user model. Okay, so inside the user model over here, So you have one method over here already, but let's add one that is going to return all the courses that are owned by the user. So def get all courses, it's going to take itself. Then it is going to taking courses equals to an empty array, an empty dict, an empty list. I said dicts. Oh, this one is tired. I'm getting tired. So for course, what is wrong? For course in self.paid courses, have to call .all because it's a many-to-many fill. .all like this. Then we are going to append the course UUID to it. Okay, so courses dot append course dot UUID, course dot course underscore UUID. Last thing, we are going to return courses, right, like this. So let's save this. I think with this out of the way, we can close it. Let's close this folder and close this one too. Let's open up the view for the courses app, and I'll come into write some views. Okay guys, so I just got some water to drink and I'm super pumped up for this section. Okay, so we are going to write the views now. Okay, so let's start. So we are going to use REST framework. Yeah, we are building a REST framework, so we are going to use Django REST framework. So inside our settings.py file, we are supposed to add it to our installed app. Okay, so I like to give some third party, like give some comments so that I know third party apps go down. Okay, so we are going to pass in Django REST framework over here. Okay, so I have Django REST framework installed on my computer already, that's why. So if you have not installed Django REST framework here, this is the command pip install Django REST framework, then you are good to go. Okay, just that one, right? So this is the documentation page for Django REST framework. All right, so let's go back, then let's save it. Let's see whether our server is still alive. It's alive, but it seems it's getting some error over here. It says from .helpers. Okay, so I think I made some error over here with the importation. So let's move up. So it's supposed to be .helpers. Let's save it. I think this time around everything should be fine. Okay, we are fine. We are good to go. So inside our view, we are going to start with our first view. Oh, sorry, not here, up here. We can close this then. Let's close it. Okay, so our first view is going to be called class.courses home view. Alright, and it's going to be an API view. Okay, so we have to import API view from Django REST framework. So from REST framework, REST framework dot views
import API view. All right, so let's go down. So we are going to create a get method. So the method is going to take in self, going to take in the request, going to take in args and quarks. Okay, args. Okay, then first you are going to get the sector. You are going to get all the sectors. You have so let me tell you, this is the home view. This is the home view. This is the home view. So when you come to the home view, we have some courses listed over here, and this courses over here changes. So let me see. If I change, you see we get a new course over here, which is Vue.js. When I go to machine learning, we get one on machine learning. All right, and we go down, we have some courses listed over here, and we also have some categories also listed over here. So to the front end view, to the home view, you are going to send the categories and or the sectors and some courses. Okay, so let's go to the back, let's go to our code and see how you are going to send. First, you are going to get all the sectors. So let's call it sectors because it's going to be plural. Sectors, sector dot object dot order by. You are going to make it random, then we select 6 from it. So if you want it to be random, you just provide a string with a question mark in it, then it's going to randomize it for you. Then we slice it and get out 6. Just want 6. We don't want to bloat the front. What's the name? The front, the home view. Sorry guys. Then we are going to create a sector response. It's going to be an array, all right, or a list. Sorry, you guys, please forgive me if I say an array or instead of a list. I sometimes confuse it with the JavaScript world. Sorry about that. So for sector, in sector, for sector in sectors, okay, you are going to get sector courses. Oh, you're going to get courses under that particular sector. Okay, courses, sector courses. Okay, then I want is also going to be sector dot related courses dot order by, just like we did for the one up there, order by, and inside they are going to pass in a string question mark. Then you are going to slice out and get the first 4 that has been randomized. Then you are going to serialize our data. Okay, so courses serializer, is going to be equals to course display serializer, which we have not yet created, but we'll be creating it shortly. So hold on for the meantime. Then we're going to pass in sector courses. Then we provide, we say many equals true because it's going to be many. Here it's going to provide 4. So when you are done, you are going to return, please wait. Okay guys, so here inside here you are going to create a sector object. So sector obj, then you are going to have some key value pairs. First you are going to have the sector name, sector name is going to be the sector dot name, comma, then we're going to have a sector UUID, going to be sector UUID, then sector.UUID, sector.sector underscore UUID. Oh, what did that? All right. Then the next thing that we need is featured courses. Oh, what's wrong? Featured, I think I have to take my time. Featured courses or featured course. Then the featured courses are these courses over here. Okay, so you have to send them. So sector sorry, not this one, the data that is going to be returned by the serializer over here. Okay, but you have not yet created a serializer. We'll do that shortly. So sector courses serializer, courses underscore serializer dot data. All right, then the last one is going to be the sector image, sector underscore image. That one is going to be sector dot get image URL. Okay, so let me open up the model and show you where that one is coming from. Okay, so this is it. Get sector absolute URL. It even gets sector absolute URL. So let's copy it. Go back. That's what you're going to use here instead. All right. Then when you are done, you're going to append it to sector response. Let's append sector opt like this. All right. When you are done, you are going to return the sector response. Okay, so I'm going to return a response. Okay, so you see I've auto imported the response from Django Restframework.response import response. Okay, so the data that we want to send, is sector underscore response. And we want to add a status, which is going to be equal to status. So let's import that one. The status is also from REST framework. So from REST framework dot status. Sorry. REST framework import status. Okay, so we can remove this thing because you are not going to be using any template, so we can take out the render. So status, and the status here is going to be HTTP 200. Okay, so this is it, but we have an error which this thing here calls display serializer. It doesn't know what is it, so let's copy it. Okay, let's save this for the meantime, and let's create a new file here. I'm going to call it serializers serializers.py. So this way you are going to create all the serializers for the course app. So first you are going to import in some things. So from REST framework, REST underscore framework dot serializers import model serializer you can spell it. Okay, so you're going to create a new class called course display serializer, and here it's going to inherit the model serializer. Then the thing that what we need for this serializer to return. So first you are going to create a class meta for this thing, for this serializer over here. Then you are going to specify the model which it's going to use. So it's going to be the course model, right? So you can't find it, so you are going to import it shortly, and you are going to mention the fields that we want this serializer to return, and it's supposed to be a list. Okay, sorry. So let's import in the course. So from dot models import course. So here what we want to return here is the first thing, the course UUID. Okay, the second thing here we want to return is the title. The next thing here is supposed to be the student number, which is not a field on, or it's not a field on the model yet, but we are going to create it inside the serializer. Okay. And the next thing that we need is the author. And the author to have to modify it because it's a foreign key. Foreign keys will just be like a single number like 1, or which it's not a fine thing. So the next one is price, very important because I really like money. Then the last thing is the image URL. Okay, seems you have all those things on the course model. You can see them, image URL and all that stuff. Okay, so we have to find a way of bringing in this student number and the author, find a way to serialize it in a sensible way that is going to make more sensible, or it's going to be more wise. So first, the student number. So the student number, if you quite remember from here, this model here, we created a method which is get the enrolled student that is going to return the number of students that has paid or purchased this particular course. So we are going to use this method inside the serializer. Okay, so how we do it is going to be this way. So we are going to use serializer. Okay, so we are going to auto import it. So you see it has been imported for us. All right, so serializer.integer field. There's going to be an integer field. Am I right? Is that the right thing to spell? Okay. I think I have some error somewhere. That's weird. Okay, don't worry, you're gonna get it correct. So first you have to define the source. So the source is going to be the method that we defined. Oh, sorry. The method here. This method. So let's copy it so I don't make any mistake. Okay, so that is it. Then we need an author, so you have to find a way of serializing the author a sensible way. So what we are going to do is that we are going to create a user serializer. Okay, so let's call it user serializer. Then let's instantiate it, but we have to import user serializer. So from users.serializer or serializers, import user serializer. Okay, so we don't have user serializer yet, so let's go and create it. So go back here. I'm going to create a new file called user serializers.py. Oh, sorry, or user serializers.py. Then from REST framework, the serializers import model serializer. Okay, so you're going to create a new class. All right, like this. They are going to inherit from model serializer. All right, let's go. I told you I'm super pumped up. So we are going to create a class method. Oh, not meta. Oh, I want to spell meta, not mate. Meta. I think this is it. Then we are going to specify the model over here. So the model is going to be the user model. Okay, so you can't find it. Let's go. So the fields, we are just going to return the name. All right, sorry. So you have to import in the user model. So from dot models import user, then you save it. Then I can see the error here is gone, so you can close this one for the meantime. Am I getting this right thing over here? Okay, I think it's fine. I don't actually know why this thing is not showing anything, but it's gonna work. It's fine. So let's save it. Let me see whether my server is still healthy. Okay, it's fine. It's not complaining. So this is the user course display serializer. Okay, let's jump back into our view. Okay, so we have to import this course display serializer. From dot serializer import course display serializer. Okay, let's save this. All right, so see, everything is looking beautiful. That's nice. That's how I like it. All right, so I think we have our first endpoint. So let's go into our Django admin, localhost, okay, so a@a.com, The password is admin. Alright, so we can't see anything here because you have not registered any model to the admin files. Okay, so let's do that quickly. Let's close this thing. So inside the admin.py file, so we are going to import our models. So from .models import what's the name, courses sector episode course section comment. All right, so the next thing I'm going to use admin.site.register. I'm going to pass in, so let's duplicate it, and it has started raining here. Courses sector episode then course section, and there's going to be comment. All right, so we can save this, close this one. Let's do the same for the user model, the user app. So let's import in user. So from .models import user. The site .register. Now we can close this one too. Let's go here and let's refresh. Okay, so when you refresh it, this is what you're going to get. Let me refresh it again. All right. So since everything is working, so you're going to go ahead and create some few things. So first, you're going to start with the sectors. Let's create a sector. And yeah, you're going to call the sector, let's say Python. All right, then let's upload an image. Where are my images? Okay, so I'm going to use some that I got from Pixel. Okay, so save. Oh, I should have chosen this one. It says what? Related courses is required. Okay, so we made a slight mistake over here. Sorry. Because you are still in development, you have to make the places blank, some places blank for the meantime. This thing here, we can make blank equals true, but under normal circumstance in production you don't want to do this. Okay, so that it is required. And wait, the many to many folds. Sorry, should have done this earlier on, I forgot. Okay, since there's one up here, blank
equals true. The last one is this one over here. Okay, blank equals true. Let's spell the true, the Python way. Okay, save it. Then let's make migrations again. Oh, okay, so Python manage.py, oh sorry, Python 3. I don't like how this terminal is joking with my life. .py. Make migrations. What I even know? Oh, guys, sorry about this. Okay, I don't know why my terminal is playing with me today. Python 3 manage .py make migrations. Okay, so I think we can run migrations. Okay, it's done. Okay, let's go back. So now let's refresh this thing. Okay, so let's add the new one, Python. Oh, sorry guys, if you can't hear me, it's raining over here. So let's use this image. I might have to pause and come back again, but let's save it. So I'm going to pause and add a couple, two more to it, okay, so that the recording doesn't get long. So okay guys, I've added two more to it. So now let's go and create a course. Let's create a course. So let's call it testing course. Let me just provide some thing over here. The author is going to be me, of course. The language is going to be English. Let's jump the comments, this blah. Oh, we are going to have an error with this one too, but don't worry, we'll fix that. Let's fix it now before we get to the error. It's going to be say it's required. Let me minimize this. Go up to the courses. The comments can be blank. For that one in production, it can be blank, so it's not, you can't get a comment whilst you are creating it, the course. Okay, so blank equals true. So you have to make another migrations again. Okay, let's give it a few seconds. Okay, now you can migrate.
Okay, so our migrations are done. That's all. See, let's go back. Let's give it a price of $20. It's very cheap. Let's give it a URL, an image. The image, let's choose this guy over here. Let's use this one. Then let's save. Hope it works. Alright, so it was able to save it. So now you are going to add this particular courses to the sections. The sectors, sorry, not the section, sectors. For as at this time, you're not adding any course sections to any course yet, or any episode to any course section yet. We are just trying to keep it simple and test our endpoints for the meantime. You can do it if you want to. So for each one, I'm going to use the same course, the same one. So for Python, I've added the same testing course. The next one, which is JavaScript, I've added the same thing. Let me add this guy. Then the last one, which is machine learning. Okay, so now we can go and test our endpoint and see whether it will work. Okay, so you have created a view, but you have not added it. Let's close this thing. Let's close this one. You have created this view, but you have not connected it to any endpoint, so we won't be able to access it. So let's do that inside our urls.py file here. Okay, so we want, if the person hits the main endpoint, so the empty string, we should use this one. So I want to use, so it will be auto imported for me here. So since you are using class view, so dot add view, all right, like this. All right, so let's save it. So if anybody goes to localhost /courses, then it should, this function should be invoked. Okay, so I have this cool extension that I use for my HTTP testing, or my REST framework testing. It is called the Thunder client. It's very cool. Instead of using Postman, I like this one instead. Okay, so I'm going to create a new request. Okay, when I'm done, I'm going to group all into a collection too. It's really simple to use. Just like if you know how to use what's the name, Postman, it should be simple to use this one. The same concept. Localhost port 8000 /courses / okay, then let's send an okay. It says server refused to connect. Maybe our server is down. Let's check. So it says serializer has no integer. Okay, so I was weird. Let's go back here. Okay, I think it should be this way from REST framework. Import serializer. Okay, let me get to this part, or this part, just this part. Cut. Oh, let's cut this part instead. Let's take out this part. So let's check this way. Serializers dot integer.
integer field. Okay, so this way, this is the right way you should go. Then let's paste this thing over here. So let's save it. Let's give it a few seconds so that our server starts up. Hurry up. Please forgive my machine, it's a bit tired. Okay, I gave it a wrong thing. It's supposed to be source. Okay, save. Let me restart it again. Okay, so now let's try it again. We can close this and let's make the request. Hope you don't run into any. Oh, we have an internal error. What is that? Sector.object has. Okay, so seems you made some error. So this is how we are going to fix our life. Let's do that. So it's supposed to be sector.objects, not sector.object. Has no attribute related courses. That's strange. Let me look at the model. Instead of related courses, he said, let's correct it over here. Where is that? So, okay, let's save it. Let's give it a try again. This time around, I think something should work. Oh, not again, la. The object of type method is not JSON serializable. Where is that coming from? That's weird. Very, very weird. Okay guys, so I think the error was coming from this thing here. Here was returning a function, but we are supposed to call the function instead. Sorry. Like this. Okay, then let's save it. When you go back and you try it, you are still going to get an error. Sorry, I tried it previously. Wait, let's refresh again. You're going to get an error again. It says cannot concatenate string to an image field. So let's go back into our model. So as you see here, we are trying to concatenate something to this string over here, but here it's the whole image field, but we want the URL, just the URL. Okay, so it seems we did the same thing down there. Oh, what is this? Let's close this thing. The same thing for the course. Did we do the same thing for the course? It seems no. Don't worry. Let's go down. For what's the name? For the episode. For here. So here too is supposed to be URL. Didn't you do some for the course? No, I think we'll do that later. You don't worry. So let's save it and let's go back into our Thunder client. Let's run the request again. Okay, so you can see this one works, and we get a response over here. We get the whole sector. We get how many objects? Yeah, we get different objects. So we get like 4 objects right now. 3 correct, sorry. And you see it's not according to when how they were created. It's randomized. So we have the machine learning first, Python second, and the next one is JavaScript. And inside each of them you have the the featured courses, each course which is a serialized data. Okay, so there's it. All right, very nice and succinct. See the number of enrolled people, 0, because nobody has yet purchased this course. Very nice, you see. And the image URL, we have to work on the image URL. We will do that shortly, don't worry. Okay, so but you see for the sector, you see it has been nicely been formatted for us. Very beautiful. Okay, we'll do the same for the image URL. So for the home endpoint, we can gladly say we are done with it, but let's add something to get to the image URL. So we are going to do def get absolute can I spell absolute? Absolute image URL. We are going to take in self, then we are going to return http / localhost port 8000 plus self.image URL. All right, now let's save it and let's go back into our serializer. We are going to use this thing over there. Let's copy this, go back to our serializer, then we are going to override the image URL, image underscore URL. It's going to be serializers dot sharfield. We are going to pass the source, to this thing over here, to this method that we just created. Right, so let's save it. Let's go back and try our endpoint again. Okay, so before we go ahead, I want to create a collection that we are going to save everything there. So collection endpoint, so create a new one. It's going to be called, what's the name? Udemy Clone. All right, let me control a home pages. Let's submit. Give it a few seconds. It's going to create it for us very soon. Okay, so you can close it. Go back here to our collection, then I can use it. All right, so let's make the same request again. Okay, so you can see this time around we have it nicely formatted for us, the image URL. Beautiful. All right, so I think the next one that we are going to do is getting the particular course detail. That's the next view I am going to work on, the detail page of a particular course. So we can close this once. Let me minimize this one.